Hello there, thanks a lot for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard, and Mr. Skinny Legs and all, right? Joe Tex. Wow, look at this concert poster. Woo! Summer of 1968, headlining simply a gorgeous fluorescent Day-Glo jumbo globe concert poster or window card. Just a real beautiful, colorful sight to behold. It's another one of these 7-color monsters, if you will, from Globe posters. And I'm talking about, just take a look at it. You got bright orange on there, and you've got light blue and fluorescent green, Day-Glo yellow, then you've got black ink, and you've got, white backing board, which is used for a lot of the art. And then you take that dark blue separate ink up top for the venue information, and that is 7 colors, and it leaves quite an impression when it's laid out as beautifully as this is. So nobody did it better than Globe posters. And hey, how about that bucket of chicken down there? Have you seen that? Look at it, I'll come in, usually I do a poster from top to bottom, but I don't want this thing lingering. I gotta come right in on it. Look at that, down in the lower right corner. Isn't that a kick? Enter Joe Tex's finger licking contest and win buckets of Colonel Sanders' recipe, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yep, there it is. Pop culture hits a home run during this concert poster, not just music. I love it. So, from the bottom up to the top, I've talked about that blue venue information up there. As you can see, Knoxville Civic Coliseum, Friday, June 28th at 8:30 p.m. You can see that. Admission $2.50, $3, and $3.50, and tickets that's on sale at the box office, and Tucker's Music on the mall. Now, this was a tour blank, meaning all the color portion printed way ahead of time, and then each promoter in each city that wanted to pay for the posters, got their certain quantity, whether it's 25 or 50 or 100, to put all, the area around where they were having their show. And the Knoxville promoter certainly liked to use these posters. But just to really illustrate how tour blanks worked, I always love to do this, I have a photo of an example from just 6 days later. And here it is, going to come in and show it to you. And that's from Annapolis, Maryland, on the 4th of July. How's that? Now please excuse the weird pattern on Joe's face there. That's just a photographic effect. It's not really, of course, on the poster. And as you can see from the venue information up there, instead of in blue, it's printed in black. And it says Cars and Sparrows Beach. And they've got 2 shows, daytime and the nighttime show. So it's always nice to see another example of the tour blank. It really sort of breathes life into it, and makes you really let your imagination go and think, did they make these for 20 or 30 different cities, or how many? I don't know, it's one thing that's fun about the hobby, you never really know. So, as you can see above Joe's there, I should say Joe's picture, it does say APA shows present 8th annual Summer Shower of Stars. Now that, of course, is just sort of a handy tagline. I mean, you're sending out a tour, of R&B or soul music musicians, and you want to call it something when you can. So, Summer Shower of Stars, I guess, is as good a tagline as any. And then, starring Joe Tex, with a very large, non-smiling photo of Joe looking down, but very handsome, quite young, and maybe he was playing the heartthrob card at this point, I don't know, even though he had a comedy record out with Skinny Legs and All. And it does say right there above his name, as you can see, Skinny Legs and All, recorded live, really an upbeat, fun thing that went top 10 on the pop charts, I remember it well, and number 2, didn't quite make number 1 on the R&B charts. And then under text, under his name there, it does say, I'll Never Do You Wrong, and that was his current single, and just, no great shakes. And under Joe, in that beautiful green and yellow fluorescent colors playing off each other, just wonderful, you have Percy Sledge. And I don't need to tell you that 2 years prior, he had the evergreen song that we still hear to this day all the time, When a Man Loves a Woman. So he sang it, and what a classic that is. But it does say on the poster, a much more recent single, in fact it's his current single, Take Time to Know Her. And that was played by Los Angeles pop radio as well. I remember it well and love it. It's quite poignant and sad. And top 10 R&B, only top 15 pop, but still, that's a pretty good hit. And so Percy Sledge's Take Time to Know Her is special. Then on here, get in a little bit closer for, look at this, 62-year-old comedian, Pigmeat Markham, or 64 actually, depending on which source you choose to, different sources report different things. Now interestingly, this being 68, Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In TV show had debuted just about 6 months earlier, and Pigmeat had himself a season on that show where he really played up his line, Here Come the Judge, which he invented. It was one of his shticks or bits. But Sammy Davis Jr. first introduced it on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, so I'm thinking At the time of this poster, he had not yet been on the Laugh-In TV show. However, as a single, he had already had it, and Here Come to Judge went top 20 rhythm and blues, or make that top 5 rhythm and blues, and top 20 pop. So it was a very, strong tagline for him, for Pigmeat Markham. And interestingly, Rowan and Martin took another line from Pigmeat, and they didn't necessarily steal it. I don't know if they paid him or got permission, but remember when they'd say to each other, "Look that one up in your Funkin' Wagnalls." Well, that was a Pigmeat Markham line, so there you have it. Quite close ties to Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. I just love the way he's presented too. The red and yellow and the font on his name, isn't that great? And then that sad sack picture of him. I think that's really just a strong presentation. I think it's just really beautiful. So underneath him you do have the Del-Fonics. Let me not get too far away. They got the Del-Fonics underneath there. And boy, earlier in the year they had this song that just has, so many legs, so much legs. We just hear it on oldies radio all the time still. La La Means I Love You. And it would have been nice to see it on the poster, but they are more interested in plugging the current single, which is I'm Sorry, which, as you can see, under their name, and I guess I'm kind of sorry too, because that barely mustered into the R&B top 20. And then in the lower left, you've got the extra added attraction with the Intruders, yeah. And interestingly, below their name in the black in the lower left corner, the very last song on the poster is the biggest hit on the poster, and that's Cowboys to Girls, #1 R&B hit for the Intruders, and top 10 pop for them. So nice to have the Intruders on this poster, and again, still early in their career. So, boy, what a beauty. Globe posters and the credits down there. This time in the lower right, underneath Kentucky Fried, you've got Globe poster, Baltimore, and a beautiful gem, Day-Glo. Could I call it a masterpiece? Why not? Or just call it super great. 22 inches wide by about 31 inches tall, so a little bigger than your standard jumbo. And boy, what an eyeful. How much color can you handle? Just beautiful. So, hope you enjoyed it today. Thanks for dropping by, and we'll see you next time for something soon. All the best. Bye-bye.